I've been trying to think of a way to go a step further after my last two videos where I killed Endbringer with shop-bought gear, one as Celica and one as my main character. My ideas were either to do a kill as the main character without any armour at all, or to do a kill as Celica, not as Celica, to do a kill as Hope, who's widely regarded as the weakest character. I haven't managed either of those yet. I'm working on them and hopefully manage them in the future, but for now I've got a kill for you with redesigned round glasses and a college blazer as my only armour. I'm allowing myself decent weapons, which I might show you later, to make it faster than it would be if I was to do it with the shop-bought weapons or the like. I hope you enjoy this. It should be a bit of fun. So redesigned round glasses and college blazer is the only armour I'm going to be wearing. And here comes Endbringer. I'll be doing the whole fight on foot, other than aggroing and drawing, similar to my last couple of videos. So this is the spot for starting the fight, just like before. Oops. So I've aggroed it, I've locked onto the tail, which is what we want. But yeah.
Still's not cutting. I'm getting out.
So that's the spot. I have to use primer before Ghostwalker at the start because I'm relying on applying on trigger happy to cut my cooldowns. And if I don't start with another gun art before the Ghostwalker, it won't apply. Hence a slight delay. I can go to Ghost Factory, as I ended up doing there because I found I needed 3. I found I needed it even faster than it would cool down anyway. I can go to Ghost Factory as my second, but that costs 2p, so I have to be careful when I need it. I have to be careful on how I time doing anything around the multi-ether lasers, because you have to Ghostwalker or Ghost Factory every single one of those, because they get through a whole Ghost Factory on their own, or Ghostwalker for that matter, because they're such high hit count. Right, let's start doing some damage. So unlike my last couple of videos, the commentary is live during this video. I thought that would be a nice thing to do, as it should be a quicker kill because I'm using good weapons. But it might be slightly broken commentary because this isn't exactly easy to do. I know some people describe Ghostwalker and the like as cheap because it can get you around anything with any gear in theory. Well, a couple of things it doesn't work on its own, and that's why I haven't got no armour yet. Some people describe it as cheap. It does require, against something like this, it requires extensive timing, because Ghostwalker makes me invincible during its animation, and then it makes me dodge automatically the next, I think it's 8 hits. As you can see, that multi-ether laser is more than 8 hits on its own, so I have to cover it with the animation, or otherwise redo Ghostwalker during it, basically, or I die. I might get away with taking 1 hit, 2 hits if I've got full specs on, which gives me a little bit of ether resistance. I'm using it for the damage boosting impact it has, but it does also give a little bit of ether resistance. So I might get away with 1 or 2 hits from the multi-ether laser, probably not from any of the other attacks. But not more than that.
Let's put an end to this. Overdrive.
So, whilst this certainly doesn't require me to have good armour or the correct resistances, it does require me to play it very carefully.
Energy source.
As I said, I've got much better weapons on, so this is going a lot faster. You might notice all those misses on me, which seem to be a very high number for me to be surviving. Basically, whenever I attack, that is the counter spike that Telethia has during its second phase. Basically, whenever you hit it, you're meant to receive damage back. Spike doesn't interact with Ghostwalker, so it doesn't use up the hits, nor is it blocked by Ghostwalker. The reason it's always missing is because I've got 100% spike resist. That's why I had to have the armour, because I've got the spike resist on the armour as augments. It takes 2 augments to get 100% spike resist, which I couldn't have done that second phase without, because Ghostwalker doesn't block the spike. It doesn't interact with it at all. If it did, if the spike took off the Ghostwalker, then this method wouldn't work either, because, well, not with dual guns anyway, because 0-0 is 10 hits, execution is 12 hits. So it would, the spike would go through, the spike would be enough to use up the Ghostwalker or the Ghost Factory, unless you could somehow Ghostwalker or Factory during it, but you can't because it happens during your attack animation. So I'm now drawing Endbringer back down to the ground. So in phase 3, Endbringer flies up to the sky, you go up and shoot it once, which I've done, and then it should follow you down. This bit's a pain and can take quite a while. What Zipso used to do, who some of you may be familiar with, oh dear, I've accidentally aggroed a random enemy here. I'm just going to use my ugly Gatling to take it out of the fight, because I don't want to try and fight anything else at the same time as Endbringer. Sorry about that. I won't shoot Endbringer with the ugly Gatling. In fact, I best not, because I don't have a neg reflect augment on, so if I did, it would probably get reflected back and hit my Ares. I'm not sure if Endbringer's reflect is up right now. Anyway, what Zipso used to do, who some of you may have watched videos by, is let his skull get blown up and then fall to the ground and run around to draw Endbringer down. But as I'm not playing a resistances build, as I'm relying on Ghostwalker to stay alive, that's not very feasible. Because, well, falling to the ground, I'd die while I fell. And then running around down here to draw him, I'd have to keep timing Ghostwalker the whole time whilst running, and it would be very difficult. As it is, I'm struggling to get it below these branches, so I'm probably going to stand on the branches for the kill. I'm hoping this will be close enough, it looks it. So I think I'm going to go with here. I'm just going to wait and get out during the next art. Oops, badly timed. One more art. I want to get out right during the animation of the art so that I can prime and then Ghostwalker without having any problems. So this is a tricky bit. Because I can't hit it and I need to build the count. And if I don't have 1000 TP at any point, I risk, if I don't have 1000 TP at any point, I risk dying because I can't use my backup, which is the Ghost Factory. The repair was a very bad move there. It was just to build a bit of TP, but it meant that I don't have the. It meant that I went into Ghostwalker not on a trigger happy. Okay, that was very good. I got through a multi-ether laser, and I've got Ghostwalker up. for the next one basically, or for this sedative mind, because I'm worried that I've used up too many. It's pretty much every other attack needs to be ghostwalkered or factoried. So factory the multi-ether laser, so I can then go into the overdrive reactivation. I don't know why I did that ghostwalker. I probably didn't need to. It somehow felt necessary. I was feeling nervous. I'm just hitting prime almost as a nervous tick here. I probably don't need it, though I do want there to not be too big a gap at any point between there having been a ranged art, so that I get trigger happy if I hit either ghostwalker or ghost factory. Okay. Ooh. So one more and I'll have the counter max. And here's the multi-ether laser, and there's my ghost factory. So counts at max. Hopefully I'll cut through the decoy quite quickly here. There's a multi-ether laser, so ghostwalker on it. Probably didn't need that ghostwalker, just feeling a bit nervous as I don't want to fail at this stage. Oh wow, I let my ghostwalker go down. As I said before, with the full specs on, I can take sort of one hit or a couple of hits, as you saw there from the multi-ether laser. So I certainly can't survive the full art. And I can't survive anything else. Okay, so I am hitting here. I was hoping I'd manage this in one attempt. This isn't my first attempt. In fact, on one attempt, I got to this phase, and I just was a bit too enthusiastic with pressing the executioner, and didn't hit a ghostwalker that I needed to. Oh, it's moved away. That's why I can't fire. Executioner has pretty short range. Oh, that's not very much damage. Clearly my buffs are down. That attack looked dangerous, so my ghostwalker's probably used up. Let's bring on another one. And that's more like it damage-wise. And hopefully we're about to do this. So yeah, let's see. Will I fall at the last hurdle? When I was doing with this with Celica at this stage, there was very little to worry about because of the moves in its current rotation at the end here. There was only one that could actually hurt me, which was Collider X. But here, all of those moves could have been deadly. And so that was pretty nerve-wracking. there's the random enemy that I had to kill on the way down, and it's given me a reflect ad ether, which I don't need. But yeah, so Endbringer with 2 pieces of casual armour, and it was a bit quicker than some of my other kills. So to go over what I'm using, I've got the college blazer. The traits on it are irrelevant. The 10 physical resistance, if I'd taken a hit in phase 2, it would have taken 10% off. That would not have been enough to keep me alive. Danger surge, high danger surge, incapacitation surge, none of those are relevant. The key thing is that anti-spike XX. Redesigned round glasses, melee accuracy up, focused evasion, none of those are doing anything. The 5 ether resistance there may have helped slightly with those couple of stray multi-ether laser shots I was taking, so they'll take 5% off the damage those do. The anti-spike XXs are the reason that these are here. Basically, those stopped me from getting wiped out in phase 2 when I was attacking. To survive phase 2, you basically have to either have anti-spike or a pile of ether resistance, as the spike is ether. So, moving on, ultra ceramic knives. This is ceramics, not the top tier, it's 1 tier down. Key traits on this were appendage crusher and potential up to increase damage. Both of those will increase the damage I was doing. I could upgrade that potential up to level XX, but I didn't have the materials to do it. I could get them later, but I just did this in a hurry. Sorry, it was a piece of gear I happened to have got recently. Arts gain TP, helping me flow. Nullify ether reflect, compulsory, or I'd be having my attacks bounce back in my face by Endbringer's reflect. Ranged accuracy boost, needed that to hit. Onto the guns. So these are actually my favourite dual guns. Potential up and potential boost, both at XX, obviously, so I've upgraded them, and then overdrive count up 15. These guns are very, very good and an incredibly rare item that I got by chance. I've then put a ranged accuracy up and a ranged accuracy boost on here. I needed all 3 of those accuracy augments to hit reliably, and then another arts gain TP so that I could flow relatively quickly. Skills wise, I'm using Core Crusher to boost all the damage up as I'm using ether. Trigger Happy, which was how I was doing arts quickly enough. Secondary Accelerator to add to the speed as well. And actually Steady Hand to increase my accuracy still further. Accuracy is a massive issue if you do a full Endbringer fight. Its evasion is a lot lower in phase 1, but if you take it all the way to phase... If you don't do a one-shot or some kind of super fast kill and go all the way to phase 3, its evasion goes through the roof, and so you just have to have really high accuracy. And then, yeah, Secondary Accelerator, I think I've already said. Arts-wise, you've already seen these all as we're going. So Executioner was the damage move. 0-0 also did reasonable damage in this setting, as I had full specs buffs it, and I had an appendage crusher on the knife, which increases the damage it does. And I was also using some reasonable dual guns. Ultra Nebulan, so top tier of gun. And Core Crusher applies to it as well. So it wasn't doing nearly as much as the Executioner, but it was still doing... I think it was doing more than... It was doing 80,000 damage, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. I didn't quite take it in. The Executioners, though, were doing 600,000 plus. Full specs, buffs, 0-0 and Executioner. So potential for Executioner, ranged attack for 0-0. And it also boosts your ether resistance, which gives me a slight bit of grace for those for some of those multi-ether laser hits that... Because I think, I don't know, 5 got through in the fight, maybe. Energy Source, it's a spammable move that increases... with the Arts Gain TP, gives me 400 TP. And also the other thing it's doing, and one of the main reasons it's here, is it's increasing my potential, so it's buffing the Executioner. Also, if you do a knife move into a gun move, a knife move into a 0-0, any melee move into 0-0, you get a pile of extra TP. If you go green to yellow during overdrive, it increases the count faster. So ideally, I wanted to do energy source to 0-0 a lot, or sometimes I did repair to 0-0, and that worked as well, depending on the stage of the fight. Primer, primarily a TP battery, and also it was just a generically spammable art for when I was building the count and keeping my TP going, to be able to do primer to ghostwalker to apply the trigger happy like half cooldown effect to ghostwalker. So that's what that was there for. Ghost Factory. Originally I was going to do it with just Ghostwalker, but I was finding that with all of those multi-ether lasers, it was very hard to do. So I wanted both. Repair. It was basically there as an alternative to energy source if I wanted to go green art 200 to gain TP, or just as another generic TP battery because I could spam it. I wasn't actually looking to cleanse any effects away. If I'd picked up a status effect, I'd probably lost. So, oh, one other thing, as a class, I was Full Metal Jaguar, which has higher base accuracy than the other classes. So accuracy was a massive focus. I probably would have been okay without being Full Metal Jaguar, but I would have had some of my hits missing, I think, in most attacks. So that's it. Level 1 casual wear and with no relevant traits, just somewhere to carry the anti-spikes. And Telethia went down. I will hopefully soon manage a no armour kill, but not yet. I hope you enjoyed this.